It's like entertainment more than anything else. And reading through the FES will make you like so happy that you bought Bitcoin and are not relying on policymakers to support the value of your currency, because they will.
You know
do
what didn't happen today? The Canadian dollar stayed steady, even with all
Yeah,
this instability. There was
I don't
been
know.
no movement for whatever reason.
You're at basically like a 40-year support line, right? So you'd expect to see this thing take a while to break down.
We hit 59 in 2001.
Yeah.
We had 59 cents.
Yeah.
Very briefly.
Yeah.
So
we'll get there again. We'll get there again.
Potentially. And then just at that time, 7 years later, we were like at 110, 115.
It's funny. The other thing, like
anywhere.
just one other thing I want to know from the FES that I thought was interesting. There's a whole page dedicated to how the Canadian dollar is one of the biggest new allocations for foreign central bank reserves in 2024. And I thought to myself reading that, like, does anything really demonstrate a lack of understanding of how markets work the same way that this statement does anywhere else in this article or in this report? I'm not sure. The PMO is making the case that this is a sign that Canada's currency is on the come up and where the plan is working and the value of the loonie is increasing. You know, Len, you've known me a long time. What am I going to say the reason is for people buying CAD in 2024 and putting it in their reserves?
I can't think of a single reason, but I can't think of a single reason why would anyone want to buy and do the same with the yen.
So I'll tell you the reason.
Australian dollar.
The reason they're selling is that the productivity story in Canada is not as bad as Pierre Poilievre says, and the currency is not a bad investment.
All the currencies are going to shit, though.
Here's what actually the reason is. The reason is that it's at a low, and literally a banana peel coming into the PMO's office next year will increase the productivity of the country, and the currency will bounce back a little bit. They're buying the lows. They can see the writing on the wall. This government's not going to be there in 25, and they're taking advantage of an easy trade, maybe a year, 2-year trade, whatever. Like that. Like that's how I see it. And for the PMO to write this article as though buying the currency now means that it's strong now. No, it means it's going to be strong later. And what you need to ask yourself is if you're still going to be there later. And the answer is obviously no. Like just such a clear misunderstanding of the reality on the ground in markets, the reality of why someone buys something and the nature of a currency reserve. They're buying it because it can't get any worse than you. And they know that next year, no matter who wins, it'll be better than it is now.